everybody! Today we are learning the rules of the road for sailboat racing. So our objective for today is learn the rules of the road to avoid collisions correctly. So we're going to choose 3 main rules that are all very important in sailing to discuss today. The first one is starboard port. Then we're going to do windward leeward. And then we're going to do overtaking boats. So we're going to do this through a little bit of a guided discussion, role-playing, where we all get to use these nice little boats. Here's your boat. Here's your boat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. To learn the rules of the road. So let's all start with starboard port. So we're going to learn some ways, or talk about some ways, to know that you're on starboard. So does anyone have anything important about starboard? Maybe Hannah? How can you, if you were to say, this side is starboard and this side is port, what would you say?
Right and left.
Okay, so which side is starboard?
Right.
And is that if you're looking backwards?
No, it's forwards.
Okay, so if you're in your boat, Al, what are some ways that you can tell that you're on starboard?
I don't know. I have no idea. What do you mean?
Okay, so you're sitting on your boat, and you're like, I have no idea if I'm on starboard or port, but I'm sitting on the right side of my boat. So are you on starboard or port?
I'm sitting on the right side of my boat.
You can call a friend.
I don't ask Hannah. I don't know.
Okay.
By having the sail on the left side of the boat.
So if your sail's on
Good
the
one.
left,
Good one.
Would it be there?
you're on starboard?
Yes.
Which also means you're sitting on the
Right side.
Okay, so now, using your little boats, we're going to spend a little bit of time practicing some ways to avoid collisions. Oh, here's the wind direction. Avoid collisions.
Should probably move that.
Yeah, let's go to the table. That's a
Okay.
great idea.
Oh my God.
All right, so we're going to play a little game. So you guys are going to practice ways to avoid collisions.
Starboard.
So start going. So who's on starboard?
I am.
So what should Al do? What are some options, Al?
Tack.
Okay, that's a good option. How do you make sure you don't collide with Hannah when you're tacking?
Tack before I hit her.
Perfect. All right, what's another option?
Fairway.
And ducker?
Duck behind.
That's a great option. So those are the 2 ways you can avoid hitting someone or colliding with them in a starboard port situation.
Good one.
All right, now we're going to go back. You guys can keep playing for a little bit if you'd like. All right, now we're going to work on windward leewards. All right.
Not in the picture.
Do you want to be in the picture?
Damn.
All right.
Your best one.
So now we are going to talk about some windward leeward situations. So what are some ways that you can know you are a windward or leeward boat? Hannah?
Well, the windward boat is closest to the wind.
That's a great point.
Good one. Really good.
Thanks. I can't see it. All right. So, if you're a leeward boat, that means you're what?
Farther from the wind.
Great.
Even if you're on opposite tack.
Well, if you're on opposite tacks, that goes back to our first rule. Great point. So we're doing these in order. So this is if you're on opposite tacks. Now you're on the same tack. Yeah, so now windward-leeward takes precedence. So, if you're the leeward boat, do you have to give room for the windward boat? Or do you have rights over them?
I don't know.
All right, well, if you're the leeward boat, you can have rights. So that means you can you can have rights.
Have them.
You take them.
They're all yours.
All right. All right. So if you're the windward boat, do you have to move for the leeward boat?
Avoid them?
Yeah.
I believe so.
All right. So why don't we go back to our game board and learn some ways to avoid collisions? All right, so you guys are heading upwind on what?
Starboard tack.
Okay, does that matter in this situation?
No.
We're on the same tack. That's the
So-
key, I think.
There you go. All right, so who has rights here?
Me.
That you do.
I have a question.
All right, what's your question?
Am I allowed to have a question?
As long as you have the answer.
Go.
Well, how high can he head me up?
Crosses the boat. That's not allowed. No tacking.
Leeward boat cannot tack.
There you
Leeward
go.
boat can luff the windward boat
I thought
until the leeward boat is in irons. Leeward boat cannot go through irons. The leeward boat can force.
All right then. So Hannah, what are your options to avoid a collision in this situation?
I can tack.
That's a great option. I think that's your only option. I mean, you can head up and stop. That's also another option.
And then just backwards and then turn around and just sail in.
I mean, technically
That's
speaking,
a
that's
solid
an option.
as well. Keep that as a strong second choice.
I'll tack back and then ram him.
Not a great option.
Yes, that's option 3. Think of that one as a 3.
All right then. So now that we've started an overtaking boat, we might as well stay here and work on our overtaking boat rules. All right. So overtaking boat. Let's go downwind. That's more fun.
I thought that's in the new section.
It is in the new section, but we're here playing with the toys. All right. So let's all be on starboard.
Okay.
That makes things easier. So Al, you're gonna overtake.
Pretty normal.
Let's go back to this point when you're right next to her.
Oh, sorry.
So Al, what are your rights here?
To windward? I have no rights.
Hannah, what should you do if you're him and you're trying to beat him in this race?
Head up.
Get rid of him?
Yeah.
That's probably what I'd do.
And then head down, smack him, and then yell protest. And then go all my way.
That's exactly what I'd do.
And then laugh and point.
Okay, so Al, what if you come on the other side of her?
To
Do you
leeward?
think you have any rights now?
Yep. I'm now leeward. As soon as I get an overlap, I'm leeward. Any overlap of even inches, I'm now leeward.
So you have all rights over her now.
I have rights, not complete rights, but I have a lot of rights. But I don't have all rights. I have a lot of rights. I've instantly gained rights. but I can't put her in a position where she cannot avoid me. In other words, I couldn't come and establish an overlap and all of a sudden go like that, because the rules are written so that she has no ability to avoid me, because the boat would swing and hit me, and I would lose that protest. Right to sail this boat above its proper course. You could argue if you came to leeward here.
Its
and
proper course, which is heading to the mark.
this person's not necessarily. No, proper course doesn't mean to the mark. Definition of proper course is, which is worth reading, is whatever course would be the fastest course to the mark. So a lake person that has right of way is proper course, and this person just has to say, I wanted to get, and
Or
the
if you're
person
on
can now
board
head
to
for the mark.
drive.
So, right, if you're here, you can jibe. He goes.
All right, so we should head back to the whiteboard.
Finish this up. And we're just going to summarize the rules we've learned today. So Hannah, what were the 3 rules we looked at today?
Starboard and port, windward and leeward, and overtaking boats.
Okay, perfect. And what's our goal when we're using these rules?
No collisions.
Perfect. Is everybody ready to go do that on the water?
Yeah!